There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when the silence becomes louder than any noise. It echoes in your soul. It follows you from morning to night, whispering that nothing is moving, that you're stuck, unseen, unheard. You begin to wonder if the vision you carry was just a dream, if the promises planted in your spirit were illusions, if your efforts were in vain. But listen closely now. Your silent season is over. This is not just another day. This is a divine announcement. You're being pulled out of the quiet, out of the hidden corners, out of the inner cave you've sat in for too long. The winds are shifting, and you can feel it in your bones. Something has changed. Something is rising. Before we go deeper, I want you to pause. Watch this video until the end. Every second has been crafted to speak life back into you. And when you're done, write your warmest wishes in the comments. Speak them into existence. Type 999 or 333 to call in the energy of transformation and alignment. This is your moment to energize the universe and declare, I am ready for what's mine. Now, back to you, back to your journey. You've endured more than most will ever know. The world didn't see the nights you cried yourself to sleep. The universe bore witness, though. Your soul held on when your body was tired. You kept going when the path vanished. You believed when belief hurt. And now, everything is turning. That ache that used to follow you around like a shadow is dissolving. You're stepping into clarity. The fog is lifting. This silence wasn't punishment. It was preparation. There are things inside of you that needed to mature away from the noise of the world. Greatness doesn't grow in chaos. It grows in stillness. The silent season was the womb. You were being formed, stretched, molded for more than you could have carried back then. You were learning trust, not just in others, but in yourself. You were discovering what it means to stand alone, to speak only when it's time, and to keep your heart alive when nothing around you seemed to respond. And that time, that loneliness, it carved something sacred into you. It made you strong in ways others won't understand. You stopped relying on applause. You stopped begging to be seen. You stopped shrinking your light just to fit into a space that was never meant to hold your destiny. You learned that silence isn't the absence of movement. It's the foundation of power. And now, you carry that power in your spirit. This shift you feel? It's real. Doors that were closed for years are about to open with ease. The calls that were ignored will now come looking for you. You'll no longer chase the opportunities. Opportunities will start chasing you. Why? Because your vibration has changed. Your frequency has elevated. The energy you radiate can no longer be denied. People will feel you before you speak. They'll sense the weight of your spirit. They'll know something happened, something divine. And they'll want to know how you got here. But let me tell you something important. This rise is not just about visibility. It's about responsibility. You were silent so you could understand the pain of others. You were hidden so you could witness how the forgotten ones feel. Now that you're rising, you're not just shining for yourself. You're shining for every soul that still sits in the dark. You're the proof. You're the signal. When you rise, others awaken. Everything around you will begin to respond to this shift. Old patterns will fall away. People who could not see your worth will fade. Not because you're bitter, but because you're aligned. The version of you that accepted less no longer exists. The silent season transformed you from within. Now, you're not chasing love, you embody it. You're not running after dreams. You are the dream walking. You're not seeking approval. You've approved yourself. Every delay had a purpose. Every unanswered prayer had a lesson. Every closed door saved you from stepping into places that couldn't handle your fire. And even when you felt forgotten, the universe never forgot you. It was always conspiring in your favor. The signs were subtle, but they were there. The way your spirit didn't give up. The way you kept showing up, even with no audience. The way you still hoped, still believed, still whispered, maybe, when life said never. That hope, that's power. And now, the reward is here. It may not come as a sudden explosion, but it will come. In moments, in opportunities, in divine connections, in the way things start to click. You'll see it in how your energy is received, in how your ideas flow, in the peace you feel even in uncertainty. That's how you'll know. The silence is over. The rise has begun. This is your elevation season. Not because of luck, but because of alignment. Not because it's easy, but because it's time. You've been patient. You've been tested. You've been refined. Now, you're being positioned. The shifts will feel fast. The breakthroughs will be intense. But don't shrink. Don't second guess. Don't apologize for your glow. This is your moment. Own it. Walk into rooms like you belong. Because you do. Speak your truth with conviction. Because it matters. Create boldly. Love deeply. Trust wildly. You've been prepared for this. And remember, not everyone will celebrate your rise. Some only knew you in silence, in shadows. They were comfortable with your struggle. But you don't owe them your silence anymore. Let them adjust to your light, or let them go. Your journey is sacred. You don't need validation to evolve. The only approval you needed was from the divine, and you've already received it. So what now? Now you build, you create, you move, you serve, you live with purpose, you speak with clarity, you love with fullness. Your time in the wilderness taught you who you are. Now, the world is about to find out. You're no longer a seed. You're the tree, rooted, rising, reaching, and bearing fruit not just for yourself, but for everyone who watches you and dares to dream again. This is not just another motivational message. This is your awakening, your confirmation, your echo from the universe that says, yes, it's real. Yes, it's happening. Yes, you're ready. You've cried your tears. You've done the work. You've shown loyalty to your purpose when nothing made sense. That loyalty is about to be honored in ways you couldn't even imagine. You will be favored. You will be remembered. You will be restored. And above all, you will be celebrated, not for who you were, but for who you've become through the fire. So rise now, with boldness, with grace, with joy, with vision. Rise like the sun after a long night. Rise like the tide after a drought. Rise like you were meant to, because you are. You always were. Your silent season is over. Time to rise. Drop a follow and like the video if this resonates with you, and don't hesitate to cheer up and support fellow brothers and sisters difficult times in the comments. Chosen one, keep your head up and stay true to yourself, always with love.